The drizzle that had started in the evening had turned into a torrential downpour during the night. Heavy torrents of water rumbled down the gutters, drowning out the familiar sounds of the city at night. Adam, as usual, had stayed late at work, and now, returning to his cozy bachelor apartment, was forced to drive slower than usual. The windshield wipers barely had time to sweep the rain off the windshield. Already turning to his quiet street drowning in greenery, he was horrified to find a female figure right in front of his hood. A former professional race car driver, Adam reacted instantly, skillfully throwing the car to the curb. The powerful impact on the front suspension and the squeal of brakes caused the woman to turn around. Leaping out of the car, Adam saw the woman's alcohol-soaked eyes, her makeup mingling with the rain, and her heavy, wet hair lying haphazardly on her shoulders. The soaked, thin dress clung to her luscious figure. Adam noticed the diamond earrings like two raindrops sparkling in the woman's ears. "Will you give me a ride?" Swaying slightly, the stranger addressed him. "I think you might want to clean yourself up," replied Adam politely, never losing his cool. "I live nearby. You could dry off at my place for a while and then we'll call a cab, or the police will spot you here." The woman waved her hand indifferently. "Suit yourself." Her legs suddenly buckling, and she crouched on the edge of the sidewalk. Adam carried her to the apartment, not without some difficulty. In the warmth, the woman recovered somewhat, and a fine shiver began to hit her. Noticing this, Adam poured his guest a shot of cognac, and she mechanically knocked it over. Then she revived, took out an expensive handbag mirror, and looked trustingly at her face. "The horror!" she exclaimed in a whiny voice. "I hope you have a bath." "Oh, yes, of course. Besides, I can offer you a robe while you dry off. Your clothes will spend time in the tub." After escorting the stranger to the bathroom, Adam returned to the living room. "I don't even know your name," he thought, pouring himself a flavored drink while listening to the sound of the bathwater, almost indistinguishable from the sound of the rain outside the window. Adam turned on the toaster and prepared 2 cups of the strongest coffee. "I think it's time to order a cab," he pondered inwardly, resisting it. He turned on the television to pass the time. After a while he realized that it had been at least half an hour since the woman had disappeared behind the bathroom door. How long can one wash one's charms? Slightly revolted at the thought, Adam thought. Walking over to the bathroom, he knocked softly. There was no response. Adam quietly opened the door. The woman was lying with her back against the tub wall, the warm shower whipping over her body. Adam cautiously approached. His overnight guest was sleeping a deep sleep. Attempting to gently wake her, he soon realized it was completely futile. Then he tentatively touched her shoulder. The woman didn't even move. Finally daring, he picked up a coarse washcloth and began to finish the job the woman hadn't had time to finish, scrubbing the dirt from her legs and belly. All the while, Adam's gaze was drawn to the area below her navel. With a glimpse of the woman's face, Adam made sure she didn't react at all. Then the bather carefully removed the shower from the hook and directed the warm, elastic stream of water at her. Adam took one more look at the sleeping woman's face, picked her up decisively, and carried her into the bedroom. The limp body sagged. Laying the woman down on the fluffy carpet, Adam finally had full access to her luscious body. He unceremoniously climbed on top of his helpless guest. Not the slightest sound escaped the lady's sensual lips. This finally convinced Adam that there would be no limit to his desire tonight. The joy that swept over Adam was so great that he did not hold back and confidentially invited his married neighbor to take advantage of the rare opportunity. Unexpectedly for Adam, a friend came along with the neighbor. They were already tipsy and certainly didn't refuse the cocktails offered by the landlord. "What is it this time?" The neighbor, already accustomed to Adam's antics, inquired curiously. "An unusual treat, old boy." the man replied with a smirk. "I don't think you'll miss her." The men entered the bedroom. Adam decided not to spoil his appetite and watch what they would get up to with the woman. He retired to the kitchen and concentrated on the bottle of brandy. Still, the situation worried him. Occasionally, he glanced into the bedroom, with each time surprised more and more. Then they brought a whole photo set and organized a reel shooting. Each of them wanted to star in the title role. Explosions of laughter erupted from Adam's bedroom, and he began to look out of the kitchen periodically, marveling at the pictures and the unbridled imagination of his guests. "I hope I get a full set of slides," Adam remarked as the neighbors left his apartment at dusk. Back in his bedroom, Adam noted with some surprise that the exuberant visitors had not only tidied up his apartment after their amusements, but had even dressed her in a pre-prepared robe and laid her on the bed. Adam only had to cover her with a blanket and leave an affectionate note before leaving for work, indicating where to leave the keys to the apartment, coffee, sandwiches, and money for a cab. In the evening, returning home to his bachelor apartment, Adam was pleasantly surprised to find that all the laundry had been moved, the dishes washed, a sumptuous dinner had been prepared for him, and a note written in elegant handwriting appeared on the coffee table in a bouquet of flowers. "My dear landlord, it is too seldom that a man so beneath gentlemanly. The way you treated a defenseless woman, I woke up as if I were in my own home. I wish I had met you sooner, when I was still free. Your Susan." Adam crumpled up the note, somewhat confused, stood looking out the window, and suddenly burst into uncontrollable laughter.